Pennsylvania passed its state budget on Wednesday, adding a 4.5-month impasse when Republicans and Democrats finally agreed to a $50.1 billion spending plan.
Yeah, tonight, Erie News Now state capitol correspondent Kara Jeffers is coming off a one-on-one interview with Governor Josh Shapiro, and she's joining us with the details of that conversation. Kara, good evening.
Good evening, Mike and Eva. I got the chance to talk with the governor about what his top priorities were that he got to see in this budget, as well as some of the hurdles that came along the way.
In a one-on-one interview today, Governor Josh Shapiro laid out some of his biggest priorities that were included in the $50.1 billion Pennsylvania state budget, which he signed into law yesterday afternoon.
We made significant investments in education, universal free breakfast, mental health counselors, school construction. By the way, the Erie School District alone is going to see a budget of $332 million just to the Erie schools. That represents over $55 million more than the day I started as governor. So that's really, really significant.
Security with police hirings also a highlight for Shapiro in the budget, as well as affordability policies.
Not only have we cut taxes for seniors and tripled our child care tax credit, but a new Pennsylvania working families tax credit. 940,000 Pennsylvanians who are working, this isn't a freebie, but who are working, are going to be able to deduct up to $800 off their taxes or get a credit for that.
Shapiro laid out policy he wished had made it into the final cut.
I fought hard to put mass transit funding in this budget. And even in the most rural parts of our state, they rely on mass transit for senior rides to different appointments and things like that. So I think we've got to get that done. I'm going to come back and push hard for that. I think we need to regulate these skill games that are proliferating all across Pennsylvania. And look, I think those are two things everybody, Democrat and Republican, recognize we've got to come back and keep working at.
When asked about the budget being 135 days late, Shapiro said he and other leaders did not stop negotiating in that time.
And there were talks that occurred all summer. I spent my entire summer here in the Capitol running back and forth between the Republican leader in the Senate, Joe Pittman, who was the chief negotiator, Democratic leader in the House, Matt Bradford, who was the chief negotiator. And we worked at it. So for anyone to suggest that we didn't, they're just wrong. Now, do I wish lawmakers didn't leave Harrisburg on June 30th without completing their work? Of course. I wish they stuck around. But I stayed at it. My administration stayed at it. Those two leaders stayed at it. And we worked through it. And we found common ground in the end.
One of the biggest compromises leading to this budget deal that happened yesterday is removing Pennsylvania from the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative. It's a program that taxes energy companies for their carbon emissions. That was a win for Republicans. Coming up in the 6 o'clock, I have more of this one-on-one interview to show you all with Governor Shapiro, specifically talking about infrastructure investments in our area. In Harrisburg, I'm Kara Jeffers, Erie News Now.